Hey folks, welcome back. And as we move into the chillier, colder days of autumn, we take a look back at really the Beast Wars era. Now I know, this is Tankor, he would be Beast Machines, but I tend to kind of lump Beast Wars and Beast Machines together. I get it, they were technically two different series, but they were really in the same continuity, one continuing from the other, so I still think it's appropriate to take a look at this guy as we celebrate this 20th anniversary. This, of course, is the Transformers Generations Deluxe class Tankor. And in my humble opinion, of pretty much all of the Generations figures that we've gotten, I think this guy got the rawest deal of them all. I'll explain why I think that in the latest GotBot True review. Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. As always, I am your host, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot, and I appreciate you being here. Check out Machinery of Man and the Everything Factor. Check out my work on the other playlists here. There are a couple of stop motions, more coming there. The Countdown series, there's a lot on the way. Check me out everywhere and like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. And we're going to jump right into this guy. I said that he got a raw deal and I stand by it. This guy has, in my estimation, one flaw. And a lot of people will say, no, he has a lot of flaws. No, he has one flaw, at least my copy does. And I'll explain that as we go through as well. Granted, he's small. It would have been nice for him to probably be a leader class, to be honest with you. He should have been huge, if not at least a Voyager. But this is one of those times when I look at it and I think to myself, I can look past the size because I get the business logic behind it. Beast Machines is a very niche series, and some people liked it, some people didn't. I thought it was really kind of esoteric and philosophical and at times a little bit out there. If we look at Tankor as a Voyager or as a leader, we're looking at a much higher price point. And despite all the updates that have been done, some for Beast Wars, some for G1, a couple of Armadas, the company had to ask themselves, how would a Beast Machines update do? And I really think that doing Tankor was sort of a test. Let's test the water, see how it does. And I would love to get a Jetstorm, is that his name? Jetstorm? And a Thrust, just to round out that Viacon trio, to be perfectly honest with you. I doubt we're going to get them because this guy didn't sell that well. I remember seeing him warming the pegs for a long time after and thinking to myself, so many people are missing out on such a fun little figure. If he had sold better, we probably would have got a bigger update. We probably would have by now gotten a couple more of those Beast Machines updates, and we still might eventually. I don't know if I would have been in for Tankor if I had to spend, $35 to $60 to get him. But you know what? Spending $15 to get him? Yeah, I was in for it. I was totally in for it. And honestly, with the feedback I'd heard, I didn't expect much from this guy, and I was so pleasantly surprised. That's not to say that his earlier releases are, anything that would be considered not good. It's not to say that the earlier releases probably weren't even better, because I'm sure that a lot of people in the comment section would say, oh no, the original Tankor was much better. That's fine. I'm not discounting that, but anybody who missed that or they weren't into Beast Wars at the time, this guy's a great stand-in. Great stand-in. Let's talk about his paint apps first and foremost, and this is the way that he came out of box, basically anyway. Yeah, okay, so paint apps. On Honestly, I think it's a 10. I love it. It looks like Tankor to me. Now a lot of people will say, hey, there's a lot of unpainted grayish plastic here, and I don't like that. He's missing paint apps on his face, which I think, by the way, is a fantastic Tankor face. But you know what? I'm fine with the coloration. I think it looks good. Now, some people will also say that the silver on his mask is fuzzy and a little bit sloppy. It is on some. Mine, it's not bad on, to be honest with you. And I consider myself lucky, but I did look through a few on the pegs to get kind of a cleaner looking face mask. You know, some people complain about the yellow being fuzzy over here. Mine's not. Mine's great on both sides. I'm quite happy with it. Quite happy with it. Out of package, this is the way he looked. I wanted him to look a little more animation accurate, so I actually turned the legs around because he kind of had, sort of like Whirl, he sort of had those chicken legs with those kind of weird backwards knees. And I sort of do this, and guess what? He still stands fantastic. To me, that looks a little more like Tankor. I feel like some people complained and said, oh no, he's made of thin plastic. I don't find that. People complained about him being hollow in here, but all of that is masked. It's masked along the sides, it's masked on the front, it's masked on the back. Honestly, it really doesn't bother me. He still looks like a stout bruiser, a brawler. And I wasn't the biggest fan of this series. So far he's a 10. Posability, playability. He has a head that can go left a little bit, right a little bit. Granted, that's slightly limited movement. The arms can go way out. You can move these little shoulder pad pieces a little bit as well. And when you do, there's actually some nice molded detailing underneath here along with the hinge. The arms are on a double hinge, or the elbows are on a double hinge, giving you a deep elbow bend, super deep elbow bend. There is a bicep swivel. His claw hands can open and close. There are tires that can roll here. I'm not really sure why they have this rolling bit on his arm, because those aren't parts that roll in vehicle mode. I kind of don't get it. Whatever, they're there, whatever. I don't get why, but whatever. He doesn't have a waist. The legs can go way out, and they can go all the way back, nothing hindering them. They can go, you know, fantastic splits. I mean, classics Prowl level splits. And then there's a thigh swivel. And the knees can, you know, bend way back. They can bend forward like they should for that chicken leg stance. His cannon, of course, can come up over shoulder, can go way up actually, if you want it up that high for some weird reason. It can go down on his shoulder, it can go down on his back. This is just a little friction missile. You push it on this nub on the back and it fires this thing. Put that back. You don't even need that there if you don't want. I mean, it looks good like that. But it is supposed to be there, so I will put it back in. And when you put this in, you take this whole cannon piece and you pull it forward, to be honest with you. That's what sort of locks it in. You don't just push it in. You push it in all the way and you pull this gunmetal gray, I guess, cannon piece forward. Honestly, outside of maybe a waist, which I don't really see how they could have done, I think this guy has fantastic articulation. Things don't really knock into each other. Everything moves fluidly, nicely. On my version, that's also like a 9.5, and I'm only knocking it because of the fact that he doesn't have a waist. Now, this is one of those times when I can concede an imperfection and a flaw. A lot of these guys came with 2 left arms. two left forearms, I guess, as I understand it, which does hinder him from transforming correctly. If you suffered that, I am so sorry to hear it, and I can see how it would ruin the enjoyment of this figure. Obviously, if mine had come with two left arms like that, I mean, I would have to score him about a 4 then, because that just shouldn't be. How big is he? Okay, yeah, he is small. Here he is with Titan's Return Mind Wipe, who I looked at not that long ago. He's not much smaller than Mind Wipe because Mind Wipe's kind of a small deluxe. Here he is with Weird Wolf, Titan's Return Weird Wolf. Weird Wolf's certainly a little bit bigger, but he's not as small as what everybody makes him out to be. I mean, he's only slightly smaller than Weird Wolf. I looked at Mind Wipe and Weird Wolf in episodes 173 and 174. So yeah, this guy's getting like a 9.75. I love Tankor. I think he was so underrated. Again, mine didn't have the imperfections that some people have. Going right into transformation. He came out in a wave with Rat Trap. And Rat Trap's transformation is a beast, pardon the pun. There's a lot of interesting things that go on there, especially with his shoulders and arms. And I guess the front of his legs. But it's a challenging transformation, especially for kids. This is not. This is quick and easy. So how do we transform this guy? Well, we'll pull out his gun from the back. Then you basically untab his entire body. You untab it from up here. There's a couple little slots up right here on his shoulders. They tab into tabs up right here. And you pulled out, and same right here. There's a couple of tabs on his shoulder pieces, and they go into holes here and over here. But you bring that out, you bring the head all the way forward. There's a gray hinge arm in here, so you put his body out like that. Nothing outlandish yet, we just opened it up. Take the leg and turn it around and put the toe down. Take the leg and turn it around and put the toe down. Flip out the, I guess it's supposed to be a shin piece. I'm going to call it his calf piece because I turned the legs around backwards. And there's a peg inside here and a peg inside here, and they're going to peg onto holes right here and right here. So we bring this all the way down. We peg both of those in. We're almost done. Fold up the arm and fold up the arm. Bring them down close to the side like this. There's a black-gray armature in here. We fold the arm in and we fold the arm in. And then we bring the cannon up over shoulder. I think, I don't have this one quite tabbed in. And boom, there you go, Tankor, done. Simple, easy. Kids can do this and have a blast because he goes back and forth quickly and easily. His little head sticking out. I love this. I guess we'll call it the Cybertronian tank mode. It looks like Tankor. It is as quick and as easy as that. Transformation 10. Tankor is almost a perfect figure, and he was overlooked because of his size. And of course he was overlooked if you had the two left arms. I'm not going to lie. I looked through some on the pegs. I didn't see any when I got him, way back when. I didn't see any that had the two left arms, but I looked for it. How can you tell? Well, in a lot of cases, that rotating disc that's on his arm that I pointed out and said I didn't see a point for, both of them will be facing in the same direction. If they're both facing the same direction, well, you got two of the same arm. And it's that little disc thing that would keep him from transforming correctly. But if you don't have that issue, everything tabs in and pegs in solid and nice and just beautiful and fantastic. Should you go back and look for him? Well, here's the beauty of it. He's a great figure, even if a bit small. And if you don't care about that, he is a great figure. And because he was overlooked so much, you tend to be able to get him for cheap as dirt. You know what? He's fun to fiddle back and forth with at your desk. He looks nice on the shelf, especially if you have like a Beast Machines display, but he even looks nice next to the Beast Wars figures. He's great. Now, I do find it weird that we got a Voyager class Rhinox and then we got a deluxe class Tankor. You know, I get it. They should have made, they should have made a Voyager class Rhinox and a leader class Tankor. I get it. I just wouldn't have been down for a leader class Tankor. Would I now? If this thing was upsized to be leader class, yeah, I would totally be down for it because it is fun for me. I can't wait to hear what you guys think of this guy, because I know that my opinion on him is in the minority. Overall score in the end, 9.9. He's almost perfect. Anyway, that's another one in the books. I appreciate you giving me some of your time, and I certainly look forward to the next time you and I get together for another visit right here inside the videos.